All right, now we are at 6-5, Art 1, 6-5. What different spaces, shapes, and forms express? So we talked about space, we've talked about shapes, 2-dimensional, forms, 3-dimensional. What do these things express? So let's talk about the outline of a shape. If we have an outline of a shape, we have free form. If you're looking at a free form outline of a shape, if it's free form, then often that means that it's like a living thing is what we use for free form, like a body or a tree or something. Free form, living things. Smooth shapes. When we see smooth shapes, we think soothing. So kittens, river rocks, they're smooth, they're soothing to look at. Now when we see an angular shape or zigzag, we think jagged things, nervous, on edge. So when we see those kinds of things, generally speaking, not always, but they can cause you to be more nervous or on edge. Something is happening that's kind of agitating you. Where the smooth things is more soothing. Free form can really go either way. It depends on what the kind of form is for sure. Geometric shapes. Geometric shapes generally, they give you a sense of order and have a lack of feeling. So, and we're talking about shapes, we're not talking about forms. So we are talking about, here is some geometric shapes. Here is a painting here that's just geometric shapes. And there's a sense of order here, but not a whole lot going on. This can be something that you really enjoy or something that you hate, whatever. But you can see geometric shapes, lack of feeling, order, and this is an example of that kind of a piece of artwork. All right, let's continue on to density. Density is how compact an object is. So now we've moved on to a form. So how compact an object is. So if the object is very dense, it's heavy, it implies maybe strength. And if it's light, soft, less dense, and weak. So we kind of have this continuum here. And so you can think of like a feather is light, it's weak, it's less dense, it's soft. And then we have a bowling ball here that is dense, it's heavy, it's strong. And so you can see in art, we can use those same kinds of things, density, and to help us convey a certain feeling. And I have all of this stuff online that I like to show students, these pictures, but it doesn't always work out. So on page 141, here is a, this is going to be better if you just open your book and take a look at it. This sculpture, we can look at this and does this look dense or does it look not dense? Like how dense does this look? Is this heavy or is this light? And we can see this person, this is called grief. And when you know this is called grief, you can start to even feel more what this artist might have been trying to convey here, where you have this form of a person all wrapped up. It's very heavy, it's dense. The person, it might not feel strong, but you can feel an intensity because of this density, where you can feel that this person is feeling something very strong. This person is having a strong emotional response to something, and has moved inward into this dense part of their being. And I think that the artist really has conveyed this feeling very well here in this sculpture. I highly recommend you open up your book to 141 in order to see that. We're going to look at that one again here in just a second when we talk about openness and closed. So what this can convey here is, if it's open, you're inviting someone in, here we are, I'm open. Closed is uninviting, self-contained, keep away. So we just looked at an example of closed, uninviting, self-contained, keep away. Now, we might be able to find something that's more open that says, hey, come on in. Come here. This one's interesting. I kind of like this idea. On 184, we have this kind of serpent creature thing where it really is open and inviting. What's called root monster. Okay, so it's open and inviting, but it's open and inviting because it wants to eat you. At least that's what it looks like to me. So, so that's kind of a funny play on this. All right, let's go ahead and keep moving on. We're almost done here. Activity and stability. So a piece of artwork can be active, unstable, looks like things are moving or about to fall, and then stability, not moving, stable, but has a stable base. And so there are a couple examples here I like to show that have to do with this. If I can find here. All right. So here, in your book, be reading through this chapter 6 because there are a lot of good examples for what we're talking about. And I can't find the moving one that I want. Oh, there it is. Great. 142. So 142 has a couple of good examples here of activity and stability. 142. So here is this piece of sculpture here. Reminds me of The Last Unicorn. If you haven't seen it, you should watch it. When I was a kid, it was like the scariest cartoon I'd ever seen. As an adult, it's not quite so scary, but I remember being so freaked out by The Last Unicorn. Anyway, this looks like it's moving. There's this wave. These horses are kind of coming out of it like this. It looks unstable. It looks like there's activity. It looks like this wave of horses is going to break. It's going to fall over. So this is active and unstable. Now, down here on the same page, 142, we have this. This is called Reclining Mother and Child here. And so you can see this is free form. And it is, there's a stable base. You've got this elbow or whatever coming down here. The base is very stable. It's not moving a whole lot. There are some angles here that give off an idea of like there is something happening, but there's still a lot of weight kind of hanging down, keeping this stable, keeping this sculpture so that it doesn't look like it's moving around a lot. And that is the end of 6-5 and the end of the notes for chapter 6. Do the homework. It'll be very helpful to fill in all of the gaps that we might have not talked about during the notes.